Hello everybody on my LAFC UK fan channel today, reviewing last night's huge win, 4-1 win over the Portland Timbers, and what a game this was, with the goals coming from Marc-Anthony Kaye on the 14th minute, Ramirez bang on half time, Dio with a 65th minute strike, and Carlos Vela a couple of minutes later getting the fourth goal prior to a Jeremy Ebobisse equaliser on 29 minutes. And the Chara second yellow card, which made it a red card in the 72nd minute, following a little poke of the eye on Diego Rossi, who actually really went down really silly. He dived on the floor. The referee then saw Rossi on the floor, pulled back the game, went to Chara, booked him second time, which gives him the red card and sends him for an early shower at 4-1. And it was curtains for Portland Timbers, who just really didn't turn up, did they, to be honest. We started off with Tyler Miller in goal, Stephen Bailey Shaw at right back, Walker Zimmerman centre back with Segura, and Jordan Harvey playing left back in the 4-3-3, with Lee Win, Atuesta and Marc-Anthony Kaye the midfield three, with Carlos Vela, Ramirez and Diego Rossi the attacking three, with Rossi on the left, Vela on the right and Ramirez the striker, all out on his own. But this is a fantastic win, following last week's last gasp win against Sporting Kansas City, to follow it up against the MLS Cup finalists and to beat them 4-1 quite easily. It sends out a big message to the whole of the league that we're in contention to do really well this season, and definitely we're eyeing up another playoff campaign like we did last season, and hopefully we can go a little bit further. I know the format's changed in the playoffs this season, where it's a one-game knockout now. It's not two-legged anymore. It's simply one game, losing you're out, winning you're through. So lots changed in the playoffs this season in MLS, and hopefully we can get there again this season. 2 wins from 2 at the Banc and 2 wins from 2 this season has definitely given us a good platform to really carry on for the rest of the season. A trip to Yankee Stadium next weekend, NYFC away. The pitch isn't great there, let's be honest. I watched the game against DC, their 0-0 draw, and their pitch is very bad. It's like a beach. It's full of sand. It's a small pitch, Yankee Stadium. It's very hard to play good football on a small surface. A small condensed area like Yankee Stadium's never easy for opposing teams to play in. As we found out with DC last night when I watched them, they struggled, especially with players like Luciano Acosta and Wayne Rooney, players who like to get on the ball and influence the game. They didn't do much of that. But we'll get on to that towards the end of the week, the preview for NYFC away. Talking about Portland Timbers, I was very disappointed with them. I saw their game up at Colorado in the snow last weekend, 3-3 draw there, and I knew that the main problem for them would be defensively. Their defence is very weak. 3 goals conceded last weekend, another 4 this weekend. It's not good in 2 games as well, and they have to try and tighten up defensively, because if they don't, then last season's MLS Cup finalists will be getting nowhere near the MLS Cup final this season. And if you look at the 2 MLS Cup finalists, both have really underachieved this season. Atlanta drew with Cincinnati last night, and they were very poor. Or Atlanta, because I think Cincy were the better team in that game. And even Portland Timbers now only 1 point from 2 games. They haven't started the full at all. So both teams who got to the MLS Cup final last year have only got 1 point from the opening 2 MLS games this season. So that's pretty poor. But looking at us, LAFC, you couldn't have asked for a better start. We always knew it was going to be probably a bit more of a difficult season this time around compared to last season. The hype isn't as there as last season. Of course, in your inaugural season, you're going to get the hype around the club. There's still that good vibe around. And to get 2 wins on the bounce, only conceding 2 goals as well, which is good. And my only worry this season was defensively. Looking at our defence with Zimmerman and Segura, it was a bit of a worry for me, considering we were linked with Icapara in the off-season. He'd have been perfect. But to concede 2 goals in 2 games, it's really good against 2 good teams as well. Sporting Kansas playoffs in the MLS last season, and even the MLS Cup finalists, as I keep saying, in Portland Timbers. To come away from that, to win both games, it's definitely a good benchmark for the rest of the season, and hopefully now can give us that platform to go and build upon it and really show what we're capable of doing this season. Couldn't be more happier. Carlos Vela with 2 assists and a goal last night. He was brilliant yesterday. He was really effective. On his day, he's one of the best in this league, if not the best winger in this league. His goal was well taken. He just finessed it around the goalkeeper beautifully. Marc-Anthony Kaye's header was brilliant from the set piece in the 14th minute. A lovely little glancing header. His first goal for LAFC since come back from that horrible long-term injury which ruled him out for the latter part of the campaign last year. And I think we missed him last year, especially with that presence in the midfield. We definitely missed that. Ramirez, his lovely little goal across from Harvey into the box, and Ramirez slides in next to the centre half and just manages to roll it across the line. And even Diamande, the hero from last weekend, 2 in 2 for him now. I expect him to really be up there with our top goal scorers this season. Fingers crossed he can get more goals throughout the rest of the season, but 2 from 2 for him. A simple finish in the second half for him as well. Obviously in the first half, Beitashaw did come off. Stephen Beitashaw came off early on in the first half, about the half-hour mark. And Latif Blessing played right back, his first actual game in defence, and he did okay. He got a yellow card, I think, 5 minutes after coming on, but for his first game at right back, normally uses a right winger for LAFC, he done very, very well. And he said in his post-match interview afterwards that as long as he plays anyway, he could play left back, goalkeeper, or right back. He doesn't mind, and that's the attitude we need at this team to be a success. A full 22,000 at the Banc again last night. You cannot be more pleased with that. Plenty of fans in behind the goal, the 3-2-5-2 as well, which is brilliant, in full voice behind the goal, as always. And what a win. Absolute delight with that win. We go on to Yankee Stadium next weekend, NYFC away, and I definitely think we can give them a good game. They've started the season quite well as well. They got a draw last night against DC still. It's a good point. DC are a good team, and I think they'll be definitely pushing in their league to go on and do quite well this year. NYFC have got a whole host of good talent. Alexander Matrica looks a very, very good player, I must admit. I watched some of the game last night, and he was the one player for me who looked like he was going to make something happen for NYFC. I think he's where's he from? I can't remember where he's from now, but he looks a very good, talented player on the ball. He's very quick, direct. He'll take defenders on. And if Stephen Beta ain't playing at right back, hopefully we'll see Latif Blessing play there just to try and cope with the pace. But we'll get into that next week. Big win for LAFC is what we want to see this weekend. Positivity, keep on building for the future, and fingers crossed we kick on next weekend and get another win, make it 3 from 3, and really press on and try and finish as hard as we can this season. If you did enjoy it, guys, hit the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you are new, comment below your opinions as well, and we'll see you towards the end of the week for the NYFC build-up. Bye-bye.